Hey guys, my name's Chris. I want to give you my personal experience with the Lord. I'm going to have to give you a little bit of background information that led to this event, so bear with me, I'll get it done. I am a 100% disabled vet. I served in the U.S. Navy from 1994 to 2004. During this time, I was on active duty. In 1998, I was stopped to help a stranded motorist, and I was in my vehicle. Both vehicles were struck by a drunk driver, leading me to suffer injuries in my shoulders, my knees, my back, my neck, and migraines. Things progressed from there, just regular duty and stuff like that. May of 2000, I transferred off the ship, USS Boone FFG 28, out of Mayport, Florida, and I went to EWA school out of Pensacola, Florida, for shore duty. So I was going to be an instructor. So coming up on the summer of 2001, I was involved in another automobile accident. This time it was multiple cars. We were all stopped for road construction on I-10, and the people behind just didn't stop. So everything was aggravated, multiple injuries, everything's worse. I continued progressing, go from there. They did take me from instructor duty to put me down to a area where I was not quite as needed for physical stuff, and because I was on line limited duty. And then in 2003, I was diagnosed with pulmonary sarcoidosis, which is an immune disorder. My lungs filled up with granulomas. Unfortunately, I didn't get the lucky bout with it where it just goes away and never comes back. I've had several bouts with it, so it's an ongoing issue for me. After I got sick, they started processing me for my medical discharge. So come up on August 31st, 2004, I was discharged with a medical at 10% for migraines. I tried to work two different jobs there in Pensacola, right though I was still in Pensacola. Tried to stay there and work a couple jobs, and I couldn't get past the first month because of my physical issues with my shoulders, the pain, and my migraines and stuff like that. So come up on December, I decided to come home. I come home to Oklahoma, and I'm living in my mom's fifth wheel until I get everything taken care of to start getting my disability through the VA and figure out what they're going to do with me and all this other stuff. So I buy my own fifth wheel within a few months after being back, and April of that year, my birthday is April 6th, late April that year, my older brother took his life. And it was a very hard situation for the family. It was very hard on me, but I understood because of being in pain, and I think that's what scared my family the most, was me. So April 2005, I lost my brother. Shortly after that, I adopt me a puppy, and I go sit in this, about 20 pups, little boxer puppies, and I'm gonna let the puppy pick me. So these puppies all playing around, then all of them run off except for one. That's the one I brought home, little sassafras. Well, God put Sassy in my life because she actually saved my life. There was a couple times I had a pistol in my mouth and was about ready to pull the trigger, and she stopped me just by the look in her face and putting her paw on her head on my leg, and it stopped me. It saved my life. By September of 2005, forgive me, I'm talking about my brother's heart. September of 2005, I got my 100% disability through the VA. By mid 2008, I was up to 48 pills a day, prescription pills by the VA, 120 milligrams of morphine a day, and I don't remember how many. It was 4 benzos a day, and 4 morphine or something like that. There was plus a whole bunch of other medicines. It was 48 prescription pills a day prescribed by the VA. Well, I had no quality of life. We had taken the list to several doctors and pharmacists, and they said, "How are you even functioning?" I wasn't. I mean, I had no quality of life. So I looked for alternative medicine treatments. So I got to looking at California and Colorado. I couldn't afford to move, so I decided I was going to grow my own cannabis. I could do it. I wasn't going to get caught. I did it for a little while, and I did get caught, but they came out looking for someone else, but I did get caught, and I got busted in 2010. While I was going through court process, I had a situation where I had I really wasn't in control of my body, but I knew what was going on. There was some stuff that happened, but I wound up ODing by taking 5 fistfuls of pills, and it had to do with the court case and a bunch of other things. I woke up 2 days later in ICU, and then went and spent 5 days at the VA hospital and came home. 2012, I got sentenced. I got 8 years probation, 2 years supervised. It was suspended. Judge said, you come back in 1 year. If you've done what you're supposed to do, I'll think about changing it. So I went back 1 year later. I still had to finish my supervised, and he gave me 1 more year probation and dropped it down to a deferred so it can be expunged. So it will go away as soon as everything's done. Okay, so this is pretty much everything that's led up to that. And then I was involved in a toxic relationship off and on for a long period of time, and just kept coming back, but I kept taking her back. I was stupid. But this toxic relationship and the fact that I don't have a very good relationship with my kids. I have 3 failed marriages. I mean, I've tried with my kids. I don't know. I guess I just feel like I keep screwing up. I don't deal with the loss of life very well. I just lost Sassy, the dog that saved my life. And I have my dogs are like children to me as well. I mean, they're to me, they're also God's little angels. He sends them to us. They're here. Okay, so I don't want to get lost in this, but I don't deal with loss very well. My brother, my grandfather, my 2 stepfathers passed away, uncles, everything. It's so much that I don't deal with it well. It doesn't sit on me very well at all. Like I said, failed marriages, my relationship with my kids, I can't seem to do it right. My health, all this stuff. I felt like everybody left me. Everybody abandoned me. All this stuff. So I just flipped out one night and I cursed God hours. Cussing, cursing, screaming, fist balled up, yelling at the ceiling, yelling at the sky, just cursing him. I was done. So I went to bed and I was like, why? You know, I want to know why. Why do I have to suffer like this? You know, why can I not get any relief? I had friends, brothers, you know, people that I thought were actually friends that were stealing stuff from me. Very important stuff that, you know, I just did not understand why I had to deal with this. So I went to bed that night, and this event I'm going to tell you about took place 3 times. Exactly. 3 times, exactly the same. And I want you to picture someone the size of the Big Show doing this. Reaching from way back, coming in and grabbing. They grabbed this arm right here. Okay, I felt it the full width of my arm. My arm is this wide. Okay, and my hands, I'm a big guy. Okay, my arm is pretty big. It was big, whatever it was. It physically grabbed me 3 different times. Each time I woke up paralyzed in fear. It took me a while to get moving. I got my Bible. I prayed. I begged God's forgiveness. And my dogs were usually on my bed everywhere, every time. Each time I got up, they were in the other room. And then finally, after the 3rd time, they came into the room to lay down with me again. So it took me 3 times begging for God's forgiveness of this. I don't know if it was God. I don't know if it was an angel. I don't know if it was a demon. I don't know what God sent to grab me. It was something supernatural. And I still feel that grip whenever I'm not acting right or not getting this video out in time. So God is real, people. He's coming back soon. And it hit me as I was getting ready to come do this video. My biggest fear, the biggest thing I've ever been afraid of is being left behind. And that's why I have such a hard time with loss. It all started from a series of movies I watched. A Thief in the Night, A Distant Thunder, Image of the Beast, and the Prodigal Planet when I was a kid in church. They scared the living hell out of me. So did this night. I pray that somebody's able to get something from this. God bless y'all.